Good evening, good evening, good evening. My name is Kwabena Dako. I want to share with you today on what I have termed upgrade your money knowledge. Your money knowledge, upgrade that knowledge that you have. Upgrade your knowledge on money. Money is about the commonest element that all of us have got to use to get to what we want in this life and where we want to go in this life. A lot of people make choices in life based on the money. A lot of it. I would dare to say that over 80% of the world's population, maybe 90. Every day when we get up, the thing that we think about is the money that we don't have and how to get more. And our choices that we make all the time, the job that we took, the area that we live, where our children go to school, our health, the clothes that we wear, even the countries that we choose to live. A lot of things are decided by the money that we have or the money that we want coming. And yet it's about one of the things that we hardly sit down to study. If you look around the world now, you see that there is a lot of knowledge explosion. You know, you look around, the Chinese, the Americans, you know, a lot of things that they are organizing seminars, they are organizing, you know, schools, they are organizing a lot of things, they are writing a lot of books, videos to challenge what a lot of the world population over the years have known. I don't think that kind of distraction is happening in Africa that much. I think we're still very much okay with the kind of knowledge that they have told us about a lot of things, you know, and money is also the same. And this is what I think I should share with you today about money knowledge. You are whatever you're doing today, if they ever told you anything at all about money, they told you how to work for it. Not how to make the money, but they told you how do you get a job that will pay you a monthly salary. And to a lot of people, that's all about the knowledge that they know about money. And yet it's deciding a lot of it. It's deciding your health. It is, to a lot of people, money is deciding our peace. Almost everything. Sometimes it's even deciding the kind of person you marry and the state of peace in your relationships. You know, the health of your family is also hinged on the kind of money that you control. So I want to share with you, this is a delicate subject. Almost everybody thinks that we know something about money, and yet over 80-90% of the world's population only worry about money every day. And the best way we know to get money is only just to work for it and get salary and barely survive all our lives. So you can be from 10 years to 80 years, and virtually every day of your life it's all about the lack of the money. We never move into where we have enough to cover the bills and even have a lot of them saved and live the life that we want. And for me, it has got to do with just the knowledge that they gave us about money. Who taught us? Who showed us how to get it? Who showed us how to grow it? Who showed us how to multiply it? Who showed us and how even to get it? Who showed us that is the only way to get it? You know, so some people control a lot of the money. They don't worry about money at all. But to a lot of the people in every country, not just in Ghana, not just in Africa, A lot of people get up every day worrying about money, and those without jobs are looking for jobs so that they can get money to live on. Those who have jobs are always looking for increase in salary, so that they think that once they have increased their salary, they can have at least some level of allowance to handle money. And those who have jobs are also looking for better pay. So a lot of people, it's just about the money, and that is deciding everything. Some people will just move from their country and go and live in another country and work 2, 3, 4 jobs every day just to get money. A lot of people will never live in the countries that they are living in if they had enough of money to live by. So the money is that much important, and it's about the only thing that nobody has ever taught us. And so the few people who control money continue to control money, and why they control money is because they know something about money that the 90 to 95% of the world's population don't know. That's why they control. And if you go to every community, every country, every district, the people who have the money in those areas know something about how the money is made than a lot of the population. And that's why they continue to control money. So I want to share with you some of the inspirations that I've found about money, and how you can also upgrade your knowledge in that, because it starts with the knowledge. It starts with the knowledge, and if you didn't have the right kind of knowledge about it, it doesn't matter the places that you have worked. It doesn't matter the age that you have. It doesn't even matter the profession that you have. Money is neutral. It doesn't matter the profession. You go to every profession, there are poor people there and there are rich people there. It doesn't matter at all. You go to people who are, say, cleaners, and you have somebody with money. If you go to people who are, say, farmers, you have somebody with money. You go to doctors, not all doctors have money. As a matter of fact, a lot of them struggle with money. You go to lawyers, it's not in the profession there. If you doubt it, go to Makola and see, where you see a lot of them, or go to the courts and see. It doesn't matter whether you are even a judge or you are even a president. Some presidents, the honest ones, have got to barely survive on their salaries. So money has nothing to do with your profession per se. If you talk about even entrepreneurship or business people, they still have got to learn about money to make money. There's one thing running a business. Even though business has got to, if you run a business, you happen to run a lot with money, so your financial knowledge will quickly move you if you want to succeed. But it does not really mean that once you're in business, it means that you understand money and how it is made. It's something that we all have got to learn from scratch. And so if you are that kind of person who wants to live more beyond yourself. I'm not talking about people who just want a little in their lives, who are very comfortable with their lives. They just want a little money and they are okay with their family. I'm not talking to those people. I am not looking for people who are just looking for money for their family and career and very comfortable. Okay, they are not stretching beyond some limit. I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to people who feel like they can do a lot with their lives, yet their financial knowledge or their money knowledge is a hindrance, and they may not even be aware. So I'm talking to people like that, those who want to do more for others, those who want to improve lives, those who want to do something with their lives, yet between them and the ambition, there is that money challenge, and that challenge usually is in the form of knowledge. And so if you can get the right kind of knowledge, then with time you can see that you can improve the money side of your life. But you can only help others financially if your finances are a bit okay. There's no way you are going to help people with money when you don't have it, and you can only have the money when you have also improved your money skill, your money knowledge. So if you are that kind of person who wants to live beyond just the comfort zone, who wants to live beyond yourself, then this presentation or this discussion may be of value to you. So my name is Kwabena. Today I want to share with you upgrading your money knowledge, your financial knowledge. You can only do better when you know better, and money is not separate from that. Your knowledge level is responsible as to the quality of knowledge that you have, the quality of money that you have. Because some people can have money, but they stole it, they cheated for it. That is not the kind of knowledge that I am talking of. I'm talking of the kind of knowledge that if you have developed your values, you want the way money comes to you to be in consonance with that kind of values, or those values that you have for yourself. I'm not talking of the one who is trying to cheat everybody to get money. No, I'm talking of somebody who has built their value system and they want genuine ways of increasing their finances, because there are a lot of ways people make money. And in a lot of compromise ways. I am not talking of that. I'm talking of the ones that, to a large extent, you can make that money and still go to sleep and have peace. You're not cheating the people. You're not cheating the country. You're not breaking a lot of laws, but you want to grow financially. So our financial knowledge is responsible for our finances. How we spend our time, how we spend our money, is a reflection of our financial knowledge, our money knowledge. So many people go through life, and the only way they know how to make money is through salary, monthly income. They work for somebody, or they work with another company, and the only way that they get money, most people, is through the salary. And a high percentage of people around the globe, that's how they make their money. And that's why money becomes a problem, because for most people, the only way the money comes in is just one channel, is the salary. And so if that channel is small, or if that channel is choked, then you see that they struggle all their lives. And most people struggle all their lives for money, and how to have enough. And it's deciding your choices. That's why if you don't have enough, the work that you're doing, you may be very miserable at the place. Not just because the salary is not good, but you think that you're not becoming any better person. But you can't quit, because where do you get food to eat? Where do you take care of your family? So the money knowledge is responsible for a lot of things that people go through. So we are going to discuss some of the things that they told us, and some of the things that you have got to challenge your life with in terms of money, because it's going to be the deciding factor as to how you live a joyful, peaceful, successful life in terms of money, or if you just barely get by. And don't believe that lie that just because you have a good education, a good profession, you're going to solve the money problems. No, some people are paid 1,000 Ghana a month. Because of their knowledge in terms of money, they are able to save something and multiply that money every day. So let's say if your expenditure is 1,000, if your income, say you work and the only income you have is about 1,000 a month, and let's say your family, you spend maybe 500 a month. If you have that 500 safe, how you are going to learn to multiply that money will depend on the kind of knowledge that you have. Some people could be paid 10,000 a month, but because of weak financial knowledge, they will be spending all the 10,000 and still be in deficit. They still be in negative. So they paid 10,000, but their children go to the most expensive school where they are paying maybe $1,000 a month, and they have 3 children. So already the salary is gone. They drive the nicest cars. They are on mortgage. They wear the nicest shoes. They are the top people in the society, but they are bleeding in terms of finances, because their way of life is way higher than the income that they get. So maybe most people, the income that they get is just one channel, the work, and yet their lifestyle is so high. So the other guy who has 1,000 a month may think that the man who is paid 10,000 is way ahead of him. No, the man who is paid 10,000, if he's able to live around 2,000, he's able to save 8,000 a month, and he learns how to grow that 8,000 through whatever ways that his financial knowledge or his money knowledge can take him, then you see that man also has some kind of financial understanding. So it does not really even matter how much revenue that you make in terms of salary. What really matters is what is your understanding of money, and how to save it, how to multiply it, and how to grow that money. So it doesn't matter. Some people are just saying, oh, I need this kind of work. It's good if you get better pay. But if your financial knowledge is weak, then the better pay does not make anything. It doesn't change anything in your life. So if you are going to do a lot in this life, you have got to need money to move. And so if your money knowledge is weak, you're not going to move to a lot of places. In our economy, because there are a lot of things that are not regimented, that are not structured, people have all kind of ways that they make their money. Some of them are very much unethical, but what can you say? We don't know that, but we are talking to people who wants to be ethical, who wants to do the right thing, who wants to be the kind of people who say that I am a bit honest, I'm a bit sincere. Those kind of people we are talking to. So if you're making 2,000, if you're making 3,000, how do you grow that money? You are going to grow that money based on the financial knowledge that you have, and that one nobody can do for you. So you have got to eschew, do away with the knowledge that they didn't teach you at all. Because most people, if you're 30 years or 20 years, nobody really sat you down to teach you about money. Nobody. They taught you about chemistry, about physics, about entomology, about physiology, about law, about thermodynamics. They taught you about marketing, business administration. Accounting is even not the financial knowledge that multiplies your money. It just manages somebody's business, finances in a company. I'm talking of the knowledge that somebody should have sat you down to say that this is how, when you get this money, this is how you multiply that money. This is how you grow that money. Most people, no matter their age, don't even have clue as to how money is multiplied. So the best of us just get the money and give it to treasury bills, and that's it. They don't even do a lot of calculation to know whether it's even making sense, because inflation can eat up a lot of it. So maybe if the inflation is 15%, the treasury bills is giving you maybe 20% a year, the difference is what really your money is worth. So a lot of us have got to study the basis of how money is made, and it's got to do with us changing a lot of the ideas that they told us about money, and nobody can do that for us. So I have learned that the best way for most of us, the best way that we would have learned how to understand the money and how it is made and how it is controlled, how it's multiplied, is when we started to do business. Because I think the quickest way to do away with a lot of these money errors is when you started to do business and you were trading with 100 Ghana, and you saw how quickly you could multiply that 100 Ghana by picking some shirt that you sold, that you bought for say 100 Ghana, and you're able to sell it for 120 Ghana or 130 Ghana, and you saw how quickly you could take out what you bought it with, which is the 100, and save say 20, and how quickly you could do that. And you saw that, okay, if I can do a lot of these numbers, then I can easily multiply that money. A lot of us got that sense when we try to do something, sell something, and we're committed to it. And I think that based on the knowledge and the rate at which the knowledge is upgrading in our situation, the few people who have found out how money is grown and how money is just an idea, they are the people who are trying to trade or build a business. Their understanding of money is way different from the people who are just paid monthly salary and who are depending on just one source of income. One source of income. That's all that they have. And most people like that, the financial knowledge is a bit weak. And so unless you are stealing, you see that you are always in trouble. And even for people who start business, when you get this sense, you still have to have the discipline to make the right choices and to multiply that money. And so my name is Obindako. I'm talking about one of the things that people is delicate. Money is delicate. It's a serious issue. If somebody's money is with you, it's emotional. If your money is with somebody, it's emotional. People are very attached to money, just as people are attached to sex and relationship. But it's money that they have used to control a lot of the world people. People in the world, we are only controlled by money. What do you think the IMF is controlling Africa? It's about the money. So if we increase our knowledge in terms of how the money is made, then they cannot control us that much. So I'm talking you are the one to decide your money and how it's going to be made. You are the one to decide your financial knowledge. Just as you studied anything, you have to study the money, because it's going to be everything that you're going to do with your life. And don't ever give that responsibility to any other person. no matter who they are. Never give the finances that you have to your employer, because your money is your money. It's your responsibility. It's like your health. Nobody can take care of your health. Nobody can take care of anything that is personal, and money is one of them. Nobody is responsible for your money. And so whenever whatever you are paid, how you manage that is your sole responsibility, and you cannot manage it well until you have had an upgrade. Financial knowledge, money knowledge, So you manage your finances. A lot of people that I've seen are fear-driven when it comes to money. Fear-driven. For instance, those who are religious, you see that they are praying to God for money to increase, for them to get financial increase. Most people, those especially Christians, they are praying to God, or they believe in some supernatural empowerment to get money, or some luck. And those who go to Malam or who go to the Jujuman, they are looking for some spirit somewhere to help them to succeed. Especially people who go to church. A lot of us only think that God is responsible for our finances. From the letter that I've known, that is not true. That is not true. You are responsible for your finances and how it comes in and how you grow it. As a matter of fact, you are responsible for your health. If you don't eat the right food, you are going to deteriorate in your health. The same with your money. Don't ever give your money, leave it for somebody who is telling you that the only way you will get money is to bring money to them, and they pray for you, then you will grow your money. It's not true. The people who control a lot of wealth in this world, they are not the ones giving money to people for them to pray for them. There is a way that money grows, and that is your responsibility to learn about them. You get the money a lot, then you can give some to support institutions and your churches and everything. But you don't go to the church, giving to the church, and thinking that that's how you're going to grow your money. That is not true. Never believe that. You don't grow your money. You don't become billionaire or a millionaire just by going to church to give money. That's not true. I even expect that you give out of the excesses, because money is an idea, is a scale, is a system, is a structure, is a process that is developed. And so the poor, they told us that the way you work money, you get money, is work for it. And then the other one is that pray to God, and prayer will bring money. That's why we continue to be poor. So you have believed that for 20 years. It has not changed. Shouldn't that click you that may be an error in the first place? So some people can create fear in you that if you don't bring the money to the church, if you don't bring the money to the fetish priest, then you cannot multiply the money. And people are controlled by that. And so they leave the responsibility of their money to another person, to a man who they hold in a high esteem, thinking that when that man is responsible for their finances. It's never true. You are responsible for your finances, even not the people who employ you. You are the one. They are only required to pay you. The rest is your duty. It's your responsibility to multiply that money. So don't live in fear, and take full charge of your money. And if you have trouble, you are the one to correct that trouble. Don't ever think that some supernatural power somewhere will solve all your money the next day. It's not going to a gradual process. It's got to start with knowledge. It's got to start with thinking. It's got to start with appropriate application of financial knowledge. And so don't sit down and hope that one day all your finances will change because you are praying. That is not true. That's why the people who told you that they can change the finances for you in a minute, why did they have to take that money from you? They told you to bring money. And once they told you to bring that money and you send it, then they say that, oh, your money will change. If they know how to change money, why are they taking the money from you? And so money is neutral. It changes with your financial knowledge. So if your financial knowledge is not changing, then your finances are not going to change. It's as simple as that. And don't wish that one day all your finances will change. I've never met many people like that. Not even those who won lottery. The lottery that they won, if they didn't have the right structures, if they did not have the right structures to grow the money, there's no way that money will change. They will not be prosperous. People who have grown money, who have made a lot of money, were offering product, they were offering services. Even those who were on salary, they had a strategy to grow that money. That's why they became wealthy. It's not so much about even not starting a business to become rich. Not so much about that. It's about you getting a revenue. And if it's about salary and you get revenue, how do you save some and multiply it? If it's your business and you are doing business and you want to grow that money, the business that you're doing is really different from the finances that you're going to grow. If your financial knowledge is weak, the business is a tool. It can easily scale your financial wealth, but it will scale because you have proper financial knowledge, how you're going to make quality decisions with the knowledge that you have in terms of finances. If you have not increased the money knowledge, the business by itself will not change your financial situation, even though it's far wider in terms of creating wealth than just somebody who is receiving salary. But if somebody who is receiving salary is able to have a better structure, that person can also grow their money and create millions out of the same thing that they are doing. And so my name is Kwabena. I'm talking about financial or money knowledge. Money knowledge, it's everything, because you move out of Ghana to live in that country, whether Togo or Kenya, because you thought that when you go there you have more money than this country. You chose that course that you did in school because you thought that course will get you a proper pay and salary. And so far you have found out that is not that true. You need more than that. So where we had our financial knowledge, where they told us, they didn't tell us that you have to have more financial knowledge than just the professional development. You know, you don't need to. I've explained that you don't need to depend on superstition to increase your finances and grow your wealth. Financial independence is as critical for anybody, especially when you are growing, because there's a time you're 20 years. By the time you get to 60, they may probably tell you to go on retirement, and you are going to live for the next 20-30 years. That you will need money to live, and you cannot rely on your children. How about if you didn't have any children at all? And how about if your children did not have money at all? You know, so from now to the time that they tell you to go on retirement, 60, 65, you have got to create some wealth for yourself. So you cannot trivialize financial knowledge to say that I don't want money. No, because most people at that time is where their health starts to deteriorate. And when you go to the hospital and they say that bring medicine or go and buy a drug, it will take money. So that you will not take your cab to go from one door to one door trying to beg people to help you to go and buy that medicine. You will die quickly if your finances are in bad shape. So this is the time to study the money and know how it is managed. Don't depend on the chemistry knowledge they gave you in school, thinking that will change your finances. It's not going to change. If you don't believe it, go to the universities and see the finances of the lecturers, the professors. It does not just change because you have professional technical knowledge. The money knowledge is neutral, and everybody, no matter your finances, no matter your profession, your career, what you do for a living, no matter that, can have access and develop quality money knowledge. And that money knowledge is responsible for the kind of financial freedom that you're going to enjoy. So monitor the money that you give out, because a lot of us give a lot of money out. And if you look at it, you probably have given more money out than what you have saved, Maybe a lot of us don't even have 5,000 saved or 10,000 saved. Yet over the last 20 years, if you look at your finances, well, you probably might have given maybe 100,000 to charity institutions, your church included. You know, you may have given a lot of money, paid a lot of school fees for your children. You know, for yourself, educating yourself. You may have paid a lot of money, and now you look at your finances and you can see that maybe you don't even have 20,000 saved anywhere. And if there is any disaster, you may not even leave anything for your children at all. Why? This is the condition because we did not have a lot of knowledge to manage our finances well. And so the finances will change. The money will change when we get ourselves better. And I think that one of the things that you have to do is to start to study it. Don't just work for the salary of it. Don't just be so much focused on the business, thinking that the business will just bring the money. If you are not going to make quality financial decisions, the business per se will not bring in the money. And the same with the job. The job, changing the jobs will not just bring in the money. There's a way the money comes in, there's a way the money that must be multiplied. And it should go beyond just you putting your money in a treasury bill. There's a way. And so we will try to discuss some of these things. So monitor how you are giving money out. Every money you give out is not going to come. So don't depend on magic, superstition, miracles to get wealthy. It may not happen. It may not happen at all. And if you're sincere with yourself, you look back in yourself, you see that the people who are controlling wealth in this country, in this nation, around the globe, have structures, systems, strategies. That's why they have money. It's not because they are waiting for one day, boom, and they have a lot of wealth. It's never happened to anybody, and it will never happen to you. You must have a strategy to save 10,000, 2,000, 3,000, and multiply that money and increase the sources or the ways that you receive income. And nobody can teach you. You just have to be conscious and read about this, because the money is as important as any other thing that you're doing. And so if somebody has it and you know that person is ethical, is honest, ask them. You may not even need to start a business if you don't want to, but ask them, how can you multiply your money? And you see that they may be able to teach you how to do that. Your children may be in primary school, they are going to go to the university. How are you going to take care of them? A lot of your peace will be hinged on that, because if they send your child back to the house with the intention that, or with the thing that you can't pay school fees, you'll be very miserable. Especially if you look at yourself and you thought that, okay, well, all the ambitions that you had, all the educations that you had, all the profession that you developed, you can't even send your children to school without you losing all your savings. That is a danger. So increase your revenue and be patient with the processes to increase your revenue. And so you have got to sit down and see how you are going to increase your revenue. And some of them may come from trading alongside, doing something that can increase the money. And if you're a family, you may be trying to start some other business or trying to invest your money well, so that your money can grow. Don't just throw the money away. I have thrown a lot of money away just because I did not have any better financial knowledge when we started. So you are going to change the financial status because you have proper, conscious, deliberate financial money knowledge. And if it's not changing, it means that your life is not going to improve that much. And so don't just put it somewhere thinking that one day God will change your finances. God is not going to do that. After all, God is not stopping your aging process. You see, you were 20 years last time, now you're 25. God is not stopping that. So what makes you think that your finances is just going to stop because you call on God? No, not at all. Having to see people who are doing serious work for God, pastors, preachers, people who have the call of God upon their life, struggling with money, because your money is your responsibility, it's not God's responsibility. So don't let the fear of you sinning against God control your money. And so it doesn't matter, you separate your money from your education. Don't think that because you have gone to school, you have your master's, your PhD, your first degree, or you did NVTI, MBA, separate that profession from the money, because they don't meet. Profession or your education, separate that from the money. They don't meet. So when you see somebody with less education who has more money, don't think that because you have higher education, you deserve more money than that person. It doesn't work like that. Money follows productivity. Money follows solutions. Money follows proper financial choices and decisions, proper financial knowledge. So don't confuse the fact that you think that you have gone to school and your brother did not go to school, therefore you deserve more money than your brother. That may only come through the salary. That may be the salary disparity, which is not even much. But that is not responsible for you to create financial wealth. No, the salary is never enough for you to be wealthy. So separate the education from the money. They can put you in 4-5 year program. They take a lot of school fees from you, and sometimes that cost they could even compress it to 1 year. But yet they make you spend another 3 years in the school doing nothing. Sometimes the whole week you don't even go for lectures. Yet they will put you there, and you have the condition that you are getting the best of education. Yes, in terms of professional development, yes, you will have the best of education, engineering, physics, chemistry, carpentry, all those, which is good. They will help you to have some technical understanding. But never confuse that with your financial freedom. They are very separate. If you confuse those, you'll be miserable all your life. Sometimes when I meet people saying that he has gone to school and he's not even gone to school and he has a lot of money. What do you mean? Money and school don't meet. Let's get that straight. If the person has better knowledge in money, they will have the money, no matter their level of education. So you went to school. After all, the school that you went, they didn't teach you money anyway. They taught you The things that they taught you the cooking, the carpentry, the engineering. They did not teach you money. So what makes you think that because you have finished 4-year course, now you are a master in how money is made? No, it's not true. So never confuse your education with money and how it is made. Separate the two. They don't meet at all. If you am lying, go and check the finances of, say, some of these footballers, and go and check the finances of some of the people who have gone to a lot of school in our country. You see that the disparities are very high. So separate the money from the profession as well. Don't confuse your profession with money. Don't ever think that because you become a doctor, you get money. You get salary. That's different. Beyond that, it's your duty to multiply that. Don't confuse the profession with money at all. Separate them. Because I can be a barber. If I have a better understanding of money, I will multiply that and I'll have a lot of money. And you can be whatever you can be, with all the certificates, with all the professional understanding, with all the knowledge. You can even be an accountant, ACCA certified, and you still be struggling a lot with your personal finances. Why? Because your financial knowledge, your money knowledge may be very weak. And so my name is Kwabena. We are talking about money and you upgrading your knowledge. And don't be fooled. I'm sorry to say it. Don't be fooled to think that your education, your profession, even your job is responsible for the finances that you are going to make and your financial freedom. Don't believe it. It's never true. Separate your work from the money. Separate your job from the money. Don't call anything asset which is not bringing in money or income. That's one of the things that they have told us. You bought a car and they call it an asset. Yet the car, you are changing the tire every time. You are changing the parts every time. The car is burning fuel all the time. The car is depreciating every time. How could it be an asset? An asset increases in value. It doesn't depreciate in value. So they put that in the finances for you to believe. It's a mirage for you to believe that. Okay, Faustina. And so they told you to believe that. They told you to believe that the asset is this. The asset, So if you have a car, you think that you have an asset. No. You don't have an asset. You just have a car, which makes you mobile. So it could be Mercedes-Benz, it could be Pajero, it could be anything. But it's just a car. It's not bringing in revenue. It only brings in revenue when maybe you're using it for rentals, which is bringing in more income than what you're spending on that car. Then it becomes an asset. But the mere fact that you have a car and the bank is calling it an asset is not true. That is an asset. It's not an asset. Even your house that you have built, don't call it an asset. It's not an asset because you're spending money on that house every day. You said that you didn't want to pay rent, which is good. Maybe you're paying 500 Ghana rent every month. No, you said, no, I don't want to pay money for some landlord, so I want to build my house. Now you use 300,000 to build that house. And every month you spend money on that house as well. So until that house is rented to some people who can give you more money than what you put in, then that house cannot be an asset. It's not an asset. So these are the things that the people who control a lot of money think about. This is what they know. That's why they still continue to have money. And the other ones, the 90% of the world's population, who think that they have to own a house, they want to have a car for them to be rich, to be seen as rich, which is not really rich. Because a real rich person is the one who has more revenue coming in than what is going out. Every month he has a lot of revenue. Let's say he has 100,000 coming in every month, and his lifestyle is 20,000. That is a wealthy man. That's somebody who has a lot of money coming in. And so your richness is not even the house that you have built. No, it's just a managing situation. The house, if it's not bringing any revenue, you and the poor man who has no house, there's not much difference. You just have comfort. And when there's a tragedy, you will have to sell that house to take care of your health. Because I have never seen anybody who has a serious situation and the house is there and they will keep that house. They will sell it. So the car, the house, even the education. You went to pay 50,000 cedis for your MBA, and you came back and they are giving you just a little bit above that MBA. You have to leverage that MBA, or that MBA is no more an asset. You just went there to entertain yourself. And so this is how the world, the few people who control a lot of money, this is how they think. And that's why they have changed a lot of situations around themselves. So if you are going to change any situation about your finances, you have got to have the right kind of looking at money and the way the rich people, the very wealthy people, Not those who are just trying to choke us, say that they are rich. No, the very wealthy people who have a lot of revenue coming in see money. They see money differently from majority of the world's population. And that's why they are the ones giving the jobs. That's why they are the ones pushing the businesses. That's why they are the ones giving in, coming out with all kind of products all the time. And most of them, even if you look at how they live far below their means. A lot of these very wealthy people, if the genuine ones, you look at how they live, very cheap life compared to how much money they make. And that's why they've been able to multiply a lot of money. So if you are going to change your money situation and your finances, you have got to change some of these beliefs that you have about yourself. You just started a job, you got the first salary, and you went to buy a land to build for yourself. That's the situation that will set you on a bad trap. You'll never be wealthy unless you bought that land to develop it for you to rent. But if you just are frustrated or you don't want to pay anybody any rent, and so 20,000 you put it on that land, then you start to build it, and it will take you 5 years for you to build a house which is 200,000. You have wasted the money. You don't understand how money is multiplied. You could have used that 20,000, get something that you can multiply that 20,000 every year. And then when that 20,000 is about 500,000, use 200,000 to build your house, and you will have 300,000. 300,000 is significant money. A lot of people in their retirement don't have 300,000. They have to go to Senate for them to be giving them 100 Ghana, 200 Ghana, 400 Ghana every month. That's not the way to end your life, So it's all the money knowledge, and a lot of us they didn't tell us. They didn't tell us. So my name is Kwabena Ako. Separate what you call asset. Think of it. Sit down and ask the very rich people, and you see what they call money. And a lot of them, what the poor and the average guy who is interested in salary increment calls asset is so much different from what the rich people call asset. The rich people are very different than the poor man. They are looking at the revenue, multiplying the revenue all the time. They are not the ones trying to dissipate the money quickly. And that's why they control a lot of wealth. So you need quality financial knowledge to succeed financially, beyond the salary and the facade that you have created for yourself. I don't call anybody rich just because of the house that they live in. Never. I call them the financial freedom, because if your revenue is more than what you're spending, then you have some kind of financial freedom. So when the others are worrying so much about money, some people work, and where they work, they can never quit the place, because if they quit, the next minute the children cannot go to school. Why? Because they don't have that much saved. And why did that happen? They have worked there for 20 years. Why did that happen? Because they weak financial knowledge. So they were paid good money, but they did not save anything anymore, or they mortgaged their future. And so it's knowledge. You start with that, and you develop it into scale. You have got to get some courage and to learn how to multiply the money. And sometimes when you are multiplying the money, there will be losses, but don't be afraid. And firstly, you multiply the money by learning how to trade with it. So it depends on which. The best way is learning how to trade with money, and sometimes it's just the business. Some people will multiply the money by giving it to some business people, and for them to work, and for them to get some profit from it. Those are your duty. You have to find that out. What I am trying to do is to get you to understand that the financial knowledge that they gave you is responsible for the financial frustrations that we all go through. And so we have to change that. You can multiply the money by looking at real estate and doing your numbers well. What you invest in should not be more than what comes out. This is a basic premise. And if you need a car, why are you buying 200,000 house car? Once you are paid, let's say, a lot of these young boys who are marrying, for instance, you are paid 2,000 a month. You have been able to save 15,000 Ghana cedis, and you go to use that 15,000 to make a wedding one day. The marriage will break. Why? Because the marriage is a business, whether you like it or not. Money comes in, money goes out, and what goes out is more than what is coming in. And so don't use all the 15,000 that you have used 5 years to save just to marry the girl, and you have nothing. And then the next minute they fire you from the job, and the woman is pregnant. What do? You could have used 5,000 to do the wedding and save 10,000 and learn how to multiply that money. The woman will be very happy with you. And this is basic things. Don't listen to everybody when they are not giving you the money. If they say that do the right thing, yes, then they should sponsor it. But if you are the one who you are being paid 2,000, you have used 5 years to save 20,000, and you go and use it in one day, you are mad. Your mind is not working. So you'll be screwed. Life will teach you lessons. Life will teach you lessons because you don't understand money. And so you see that your rent to be due. You probably would want, your wife would want to want you to have a car. You may not have it. They may fire you from the job, or they may reduce your salary. How are you going to handle all these situations? So now you are not one, you are two. And you use all the money to just make one day show to buy food for everybody which they took home, and which you didn't even need, And so it's the financial knowledge. The poor only spends the money. The poor is always spending. They are very interested in the show, in the occasion. And if you go to any poor community, look at how they handle the money, they handle the time. That's an indication that they will never be poor. And you don't trust this kind of judgment from poor people. You want to make money, don't listen to poor people. If you want to make money, don't listen to poor people, because their knowledge is responsible for their poverty. So nobody is responsible for your prosperity, and not even God. Don't wait for God to make you rich. He's waiting for you to prove your worthiness. He's waiting for you to prove your prosperity. And don't think that because you are giving money to churches, you are going to be rich out of that. That's not true. Money follows productivity, production, services, astute financial understanding, financial knowledge, financial skill. And life is that short, so don't delay. You have to learn to make the money before you can even give the money. Don't just give the money and you don't even know how to make it. Choose your financial teachers well. Look at how they make their money. A lot of people just get free money, grant money, and they go around teaching people how to make money and how to become rich. And they get free money. You cannot listen to them, because they have not gone through the mail to make money. So the financial knowledge that they will give you is a reserve, is it's a weak financial knowledge. That's what I'm saying. If I go for grant, somebody give me free money and I start a business, it's different from me working to generate the money from the business to start. It's a different thing. The same, if my whole life I just receive free money, I am not in that position to teach you who are not receiving free money how to become rich. So most of the people that you're learning money from may be the bane, may be the trouble why you are not even getting money in the first place, because their only solution is that it's supernatural. And the money, if you look at the business people, if you look at the wealthy people, it's not that supernatural, please. It's a system, it's a structure, it's a product of thinking, it's a product of activities. That's how money, the rich ones, that's how money is made. So choose your teachers well. Don't just listen to anybody telling you how to make money when he has no clue how money is made, or the first money that they made, or the first few years how they made their money was just from free money. They don't know. They can teach you other things in life which may be perfect, but not the finances. So if you want to learn the finances from anybody at all, learn it from people who have learned how to make the money, work for it, thought through it, made structures from it. They have learned the structures, the systems. Those are the people that you will learn money from. And don't confuse the money with religion. Don't say that he's a Muslim. He's a Muslim, he knows how to make money. Learn from him. Don't say that he doesn't believe in God. He doesn't believe in God, and so what? He has made the money, he has proven it ethically. He knows something about how money is made. And the people you're learning from, they are just waiting for free money. That's why they live the lifestyle that they live. They cannot teach you how to become wealthy. They can't. They can only tell you, give to God, and God will make you rich. And that, I have seen that is not that much true. You have got to learn how to create the money yourself and manage it well and grow your financial knowledge if you're going to be rich. Don't depend on weak financial knowledge thinking that you're going to be rich. And it is not superstition. It's a structure. It's a system. A lot of people are doing it around the world. The only people who are very relaxed, just as in all areas of life, are the Africans, are the blacks. We are very relaxed. And we are waiting for some magic, some miracle. Or we are waiting to get into politics to cheat it. Or we are waiting for some grants from someone, free money. That's not how you make money. It's a system. It's a structure. But upgrade your understanding of the few things that people understand about money, and you'll be amazed what you can do in a year, in a 2 year. So when your friend who stopped the workplace and started a business on the table in the house, never laugh at that person. Within a year, that person would have learned so much about money than you sitting in the bank being paid 20,000. And you think that you're better. No. One thing about the person starting that training is that if they continue to upgrade themselves, give them 5 years. You'll be amazed where they will be. Because that's how money is made. Money follows production of services. Production of services. Doing something to solve problems. That is how money follows. So on a bigger scale, beyond the salary, people who are going to create a lot of wealth are the people who have the courage to start to offer solutions, solve problems for society, and build businesses around it. Offer something. Those people, you cannot track the way their money comes in. Why? Because it's exponential. Once they start to increase in the knowledge, you have no idea where they will be the next minute. So never laugh at those guys who just started something, even if they fail, because that's the best way to understand the system and this world and how money is made. In history, when the slave people had slaves, maybe 100 people on a field, what the guy who was in charge of them, the slave owner, knew a lot. That's why he was able to control a lot. The slave does not know how he manages the whole system. So he's very happy to just be fed and given a place to sleep. But the guy who was in charge, who are them? Who bought them? There are a lot of elements that guy was putting together. So it's almost unbelievable when you work in an institution and the guy who created the institution, his mind in terms of how money is made is so much high. You get the same thing if you start to do something like that. Your understanding of it is so different. It's like you not driving a car before. You sit at the front and you're always telling them, don't apply the brakes. The moment that you start to sit in the driver's seat, you see that your whole understanding is different. So it's one thing sitting in front and giving commands. There's another thing trying to do it yourself. And that's how the money, those who control a lot of money, that's how they do. And the money is that important. Don't ever think that money is not important. It's a lot. It solves a lot of problems. It solves a lot of problems. It creates a lot of there's a lot that you can do when you have money. And so don't place a limit on yourself thinking that money is not important. Take that thing from your mind. The money is that crucial. Why are Africans, why are we looked down upon? It's the money. It's the money. The fact that we have not been able to create a lot of prosperity. That's why the rest of the world think that, why do you think that people are running away? It's the money. They are looking for money. So don't tell me that money is not important. Money is that much important. It gets a lot of things moving. And don't confuse yourself that the letter I have is okay. Don't. Beyond yourself, some people need help. So people who control a lot of money have product or services that they are helping many people with. That's why they are able to multiply the money, and they build systems and structures around them. And the systems and the structures you are going to build will take you some while for you to learn them. And so if your ambition is to create a lot of wealth and enjoy the wealth and help a lot of people, you have got to step up the game and start to learn how the systems are built around any product, any services, and how it is multiplied. And that kind of knowledge doesn't come out of comfort. It comes out of discomfort, stepping beyond the zone that you know. So financial freedom is very much important. At least the one to take care of yourself and those around you is very much important. All your life, if you look at it, how you spend your time, which occasion that you go to, a lot of things, that the decisions that you're making, a lot of them are around just the money. Just look around you if you be sincere. Because if you don't go to that work, they don't pay you. You may not be able to pay that mortgage or that rent. You may not be able to pay your children's school fees. You may not be able to buy that medicine. You may not be able to buy that car. So a lot of decisions in this life for many people, it's just around the money. And yet they live a lie thinking that money is not important. It's important. Go and learn about it. That's what we do. We learn about it all the time. Have we perfected it? Not at all. We still have a long way to go because they put a lot of trash in us when we're growing up in terms of money. They put up maybe from 1 to 20 they put a lot of trash of money and how it is made and how it's understood in us. Now, it's not going to take 1 year, 2 years to take that trash out. It will take a while before, and with consistent, conscious inflow of better knowledge about money, then things will change. So don't celebrate poverty and build culture and comfort around poverty. We don't have to. Don't celebrate poverty. Nobody wants it. If you celebrate poverty, people will die early. People will not go to school. Pregnant women will give birth and die. Why? Because you have got to have money to build a better hospital, better roads, better logistics around anything. So how can you celebrate poverty and think that you are going to have a long life even? That's why people die early. In poor countries, people die early. So if you want people to live long, then what? You create the prosperity. You create prosperity because if they are drinking bad water, that's why their health is bad. They are eating bad food. The children are eating bad food, that's why they are sick. They go to the hospital, there's no medicine. That's why they die. A lot of things kill people, not because the devil is powerful, but because of poverty. And when you change your money knowledge and I change my money knowledge, and he changes his and the other person changes it, then we are creating prosperity. And then you see that people are living in a better way, better life. And so don't celebrate poverty and think that that is your culture. It's not a culture to be poor. Whoever told us so lied to us. Prosperity is a benefit of every mankind, every human being who enjoys being the slave, who enjoys being the poor, they look down. You want to be celebrated. I've never seen anybody in their right senses who want to be looked down upon. Everybody wants some kind of dignity, and poverty is not dignity. So settle that. You don't want to be paid peanuts in the workplace. You want to be paid 100,000 a month. You cannot put 100,000 and 1,000 Ghana there every month salary, and the person in their right mind will say that I would want the 1,000. No. You want the 100,000. People want better life. That's how. Why do you send your child to school if you don't believe in poverty? If you don't believe in prosperity and money and what he can do? You say if you're dishonest when you say that I don't believe in prosperity, yet you go to school to get better education. What for? Just to get a better life, and better life is prosperity. And so settle that within. A lot of people don't settle that. They live in a lie. They deceive themselves all the time. They put up all this academic and intelligent debate about money. If you can debate money, not the African. The African can solve a lot of problems if they have money. So don't debate it. At least, even if you don't want it for yourself, the society needs the money. So those who genuinely have money know something about money and how it is multiplied. And those who don't have it, we don't have it because you have weak financial knowledge. And so the only thing that we know is just to work and wait for the monthly salary. And that's all that we know. And there's nothing wrong with the monthly salary. Nothing wrong with it, but it's not the one that is going to create the financial freedom that you need if you only have financial knowledge, which is only to work for it. Never. It's not no matter how much they pay you. Never is it going to build, because the higher you go, the higher they live. So there are some of the top CEOs who are paid. They still live very big. They buy planes, they buy nice cars, they live in the big houses. So it does not really tally. And so my name is Kwabena. I'm talking about the money knowledge. You need it. Don't deceive yourself that you don't need it. You need it like any other thing. Don't ever believe that you'll be very much comfortable with the little money that they are paying you, because a lot of people need you to have money so that you can solve a lot of problems. Even if you don't care about people at all, there are people that you have to help. So you can become whatever you want to become, but have a different path to create your own prosperity. Have developed that part, and it starts with proper financial knowledge and financial skill development. And business entrepreneurship and all those themselves will not create financial prosperity, even though they hasten the process of you learning about money, and they have the ability to scale the money beyond what you can think of. But itself is no guarantee that you're going to create wealth, because you have seen a lot of business people who struggle because they have financial knowledge which is weak. And one of the top skills that you are going to have to multiply the money is knowing how to work with people who have the same kind of mind to grow wealth. People who know better than you. You may not even have them physically, but people who are constantly digging for the right kind of knowledge, how to grow money and how to multiply it. And if you are that kind to develop that, you see that you change your finances. So learn to deal with the losses the moment you start. to grow your money. There will be losses because you are going to learn. That's how the financial knowledge also comes. But there's a way that you have to break a lot of the lies that they told you about money in the first place before you can even start to develop that knowledge. So my name is Kwabena. I'm talking about upgrade your money knowledge. The one that they told you right from day 1 to 20 years to 30 years may have been the way to just go to the nice school, get a nice course. That's why you're a very serious student. You study so well, and a lot of it because you wanted to be prosperous. Especially if you came from a background that there was poverty. You wanted to become the lawyer, the doctor, the engineer, and you wanted to create some kind of dignity beyond what you were born into. And so they told you that if you're a very good student, then you get a better job and get better money. And so far you have tried it, and you know that there's more to it that they did not tell you. They may have told you to study well, which is good. It got you a job, but it cannot create the financial freedom that you need. The financial prosperity that you need has more than what the teacher in the school may have told you, because the teacher himself only taught you the principles of engineering, the principles of medicine, the law they told you. They didn't teach you about money. Why? Because they work for money as well. They have not created the wealth. A lot of them don't even want to teach. The only reason they are teaching is because they love the salary. That's the only why. So what makes you think that somebody who has not understood the puzzle himself will be able to teach you? It's not possible. So you can only do better when you know better. And our financial knowledge is responsible for our financial life, our financial freedom. And so how you spend your time, how you spend the money that you get is proof of the level of financial knowledge or the money knowledge that you have. And how most people make money is only through their salary, and most people make money just through monthly salary. The genuine ones, a lot of people steal in our country. We know they cut all kind of corners. They lie to their employers, they lie to the government, they lie, just to make a living. And we can understand that because maybe the salary that is coming in is not much. But I think that if you have better knowledge, you can manage what you have and multiply it without you compromising on your values. And I think if you profess to be a person of ethics, that is a better choice than you just trying to compromise a lot of things that you'd end up not being happy with. And shortchange a lot of things just because you want money. And there's a better way you can do that if you upgrade your money knowledge. So you set financial targets for yourself. If you have never saved 50 Ghana before, this year you said, okay, I want to save 100 Ghana every month. And when you have had 1,000 Ghana, have a plan. How do you multiply that 1,000 Ghana in the shortest possible time to 1,005 Ghana or to 2,000 Ghana? And if you learn, there are ways. Trading is one. Having partners who are into that with one. Business is the best way to multiply money. Trading, investing in something beyond treasury bills, because treasury bills is just about the only one that a lot of people know. But if that is what you're comfortable with, at least it's better. But don't just save money in the bank for 10 years, for 20 years. You're just killing the money. Just a proof that maybe you have a lot of the money, you don't know what to do with it, or you don't know what money it means at all. So how most people make money is just the salary. And it doesn't matter how much salary you're paid. It doesn't matter if your financial knowledge is weak. It doesn't matter, because you destroy everything before the month ends. Because you buy a nice house, nice car, trying to tell people that you are rich, which is a lie. It's a lie, and I know it's a lie. You're only rich when the revenue coming in is far more than what you're spending. So if you are spending more than what is coming in, you are not rich. You're just telling people that you are rich. So you bought the nice car, you bought the nice house, and you see that your life is constantly under pressure. You are afraid that they will fire you from the job. Why? Because you have created a facade for yourself. You live your lifestyle is so much expensive than what comes in. I would rather invest in myself, get financial knowledge that can create multiple revenues, and target financial freedom. If you're able to create $1 million in the next 10 years for yourself, that's a good money, and which is possible, depending on what plan that you have. So set a strategy, set targets. It's workable. Maybe you are 40 years now, maybe you are 30 years now. Set yourself, by the time that I'm 50 years, I want to have $1 million. And how do I do that from now to that? It's a good plan to have. It's a good plan to have, because by the time you're 50, and when you can have the choice to stop that job or to get to another job, not necessarily because you need more money, but you would have been prudent to multiply a lot of money and you live far below what you will need, So, and it's good for your health, it's good for the society, it's good for everybody for you to have money. And it's a conviction. You have to believe that having money is good, because whether you like it or not, you're working for it anyway. You're cheating people for it anyway. So don't tell us that money is not important. Money is very important. Very much important. Very much important. And it solves a lot of things. Your children will go to the next school, best schools because you have the money. You have a very good marriage because you have the money. Because marriages break one way or the other, linked to financial issues, whether you like it or not. A lot of it is linked to financial issues. Maybe 80% is linked to financial issues. Why? Because where maybe they posted you to another town, your wife is in another town, you didn't say no because you needed a salary, and then the separation brought the marriage to be weakened, and then you went there, you saw another girl, your wife was also another man, so all kind of things. Decisions are linked to money, so don't deny it and say that it doesn't matter. It does matter a lot. And so set financial targets, study money. Study it. Just as you are studying everything concerning you, study it. Don't leave it for anybody's. It's not God's duty to make you rich. It's your duty to make yourself rich. It's your duty. It's your responsibility to study it. You're the one in charge of your life. Never believe that if you don't become successful financially, never believe anybody. Never blame anybody. It was never the government's fault. It was never your parents' fault. It was never anybody's fault. Your fault. Because you didn't study it and you didn't have a plan, you didn't have a strategy in the first place. Everything that you are going to do with your life that you don't have a strategy for success, you will fail. At least start with some bit of strategy. So the marriage is not working because you don't have any strategy for it. The business is not working because you don't have any strategy for it. The finances is not working because you don't have any strategy. So sit down to plan. Get a plan. 3-year plan, 4-year plan. What do you have to become? What knowledge do you need? Who do you have to talk to? What do you have to train? Where do you want to go? That is a strategy. And this the whole world is doing, except Africans. Africans are just talking about politics and church and football, That's what we are occupied with. And we deny the money. So we are drumming and dancing. And that is dangerous. And we are looking for job all the time. The next job. Where do you work, Charlie? Where do you work? It has nothing to do with your financial prosperity. Nothing at all. Nothing. Where you work has nothing to do with your financial prosperity. Everything that has to do with your financial prosperity, freedom, it doesn't even matter where you live. It doesn't matter where you live in Ghana or you live in America. It doesn't matter where you live in England or India. It doesn't matter. The financial knowledge changes. And that is responsible for your financial prosperity. Because my grandfather in the village with the cocoa farm probably has $1 million in his room. And he lives in my village. Because he had financial plan. He had financial plan. They told me, I saw it. My grandfather had a truck that he was buying the sand to save. So that in his retirement, he could be selling the sand. He had cocoa farm, he built his house. He didn't go to school. He could not even read. So he never begged anybody when he was even dying for money. So financial knowledge has nothing to do with the school that they gave you, no. The school, the advantage they gave you is only that because you can read and source information. So if you're not sourcing quality information, your school, in terms of finances, is useless. So if you're going to do a lot with your life, you are going to need money. So don't come out with all the nice plans and go around begging people for money. They use their financial knowledge to create the money. And building company is one of the best ways to learn about money, learning to trade. Because the moment you start to trade something, you understand money from... Just about 90% of the world does not understand the way money works when you start to do business or when you start to trade, and how money is easily multiplied. And money is really an idea. It's an idea. They just add 0 to 10. It becomes what? 100. It's an idea. I am not talking to people who just want a little to do with their life, who are looking for comfort. That's not what I'm talking about. People who want to just impress people that they are rich. If you are rich, we will know. So people who are just looking for money, just for their families, comfortable, undisturbed life, that's not. I'm talking to people who are ambitious, but who feel like the money is not helping them to get to where they want to go and change the lives that they want to change, do the things that they want to do. And I'm saying that just like myself, the hindrance is our financial knowledge, is our money knowledge. So I'm talking to people who feel like they can do a lot and those who want to do a lot to change and improve lives and change destinies, beyond themselves. So, but you can only help people financially when you are fit financially. When you are fit financially. So if you're that kind of person, this kind of information is for you. And so what has been your responsibility? Money is your responsibility, actually. So understand that, not a job. People are so much enthused and mesmerized with job, too much, and that's why they control them all the time. It's not a job. The job, you do it, and a lot of people don't even know the difference between the job and the work. The job usually is what you do for the salary. The work is what you do with your life. If your job happens to be the work that you so love and you're passionate, then you are blessed. But most people only go to work or go to job, get up in the morning, go out and clock in because they want the salary. They hate the place. The salary. So if the moment they're able to cure the money problem, you see that they will leave that place and do something that is the thing that is their life is about. And so solve the money problem. If you solve the money problem, you have a plan within 5-10 years, you see that you'll be able to solve something. And it calls for patience, calls for strategy, it calls for some bit of knowledge. It's not some bit, it's a lot of knowledge, because they put a lot of trash in you. They told you that when you go to school, you become rich. When you have a better profession, you become rich. When you get a better job, you become rich. Don't believe it. It's not true. I mean, if you're 30 years, you should know that it's not true. So learn to manage the fear. The fear. A lot of people think that if they don't give money to this man, they don't give money to this one, they will never be rich. It's not true. Your money is your responsibility. You cannot give money more than what is coming in and think that you are going to be rich. It's never true. It's not going to take superstition. It's not going to take a miracle. It's not going to take magic for you to grow the money. The people who have the money, Dangote and those men who have money, they have systems, structures. They are not waiting for lotto, and they built it gradually. It didn't take them one day to build that money. You may not be a billionaire, but at least a millionaire, you can have a fair shot to get that if you make your choices well. So what's the point building 10-bedroom house in Ghana and you live outside the country? I don't understand it. And it's not hotel. It's not a guest house. And the only reason you're building that house is because you tell people that because Masida Ghana, my bobra. No, it's not true. You're still clocking in 3 jobs. It doesn't make sense. Why don't you turn those things into apartments and start to learn something how to create revenue from that house that you have built? That's how. You are spending your life to create this money. You must as well learn how to multiply it. That's how you get freedom. So our people, I don't know who told us. There's a lot of ignorance on our part how we trivialize money and how we waste money and thinking that we are going to create prosperity. Don't come and build 10-bedroom house, put your nephew in there. He calls you for electricity, he calls you for the garden boy, he calls you for everything, and you brag with people that you have a 10-bedroom house at Intema. It's useless if you don't know, because you have no plan coming to live in the first place. By the time you come here, you are 60, 70 years, you are gone. And you come here, you have nothing, you have no money. What are you going to do? It's a weak financial knowledge. It's a weak money knowledge. And you only pick it because you went to meet people who were weak, who were poor, and you believe in them. And so their model is what you're using. And you even thought that when you move from Ghana and go there, you'll be rich. That's not true. Go to Makola, a lot of women have a lot of money. They can call for $500,000 easily for you. You'll be shocked. So the money is not where you live. The money is not your education. The money is not your profession. The money is the knowledge that you have and how you are applying that knowledge. So make a lot of choices by yourself. You make a lot of choices, good choices, and it's going to come from the knowledge that you have, how you multiply that income. It's your duty. Nobody should be able to tell you this. You have to study it. Don't deny it. Don't study so much about the medicine, about engineering, and leave the money. Don't go beg anybody. If you have worked for 20 years, don't go beg another person for work. And if they don't give you, you can't pay your rent or you can't pay your mortgage. It means that you didn't make the right choices. And we can change that. This information is not to make us feel like we are weak and wrong. And no, you can always change your life when you get the right knowledge. So where we had our financial knowledge must go beyond just working for money. Just working for money is not the way to go. You just work for money and all your decisions is just the salary. You'll never be rich. You'll never be. Because people who have created a lot of wealth, there's one thing that I've seen also. They have value for talent, value for relationship, value for people who know, and they are ready to learn and challenge themselves. Those are the people who make money. If you are that, what is the English word? If you are that, and I see that about us, and it's sad, where we so much believe in our ignorance. Ghanaians especially. We believe in our ignorance. The thing is not working, but we're so much proud of it. We don't want to learn. You don't want to go to seminar and learn about something. People who have done it, I'm not talking about somebody who has not created anything, who has not gone through the process, who telling you what. No, I'm talking about somebody who's trying to do something, who's upgrading. Go for seminars. You live in another country, they are teaching about wealth and all that, and you sit down and you still do 3 jobs. I don't understand it. Go and get knowledge. Go and study. Go and talk to people who have made it. If you're in Ghana, go and talk to people who have learned something. Start the knowledge. Don't be comfortable with the salary, especially when you have worked for 10 years and you have nothing saved, and the only thing you have is the house that you built, which somebody is living in, which is not bringing you any penny, and you're growing. That is not an asset, it's a liability. That house that you put down there, that car that you have put 3 cars in that house and you are talking to people, Africa. So it's not superstition, it's knowledge. It's knowledge. Money is knowledge. And people who have it, proper ones, they have learned how it is made. So monitor the money. Don't just throw the money and waste the money all the time and thinking that you're going to be rich. It's not going to be. It's not going to be. If you're giving more money than what is coming in, and you're still working 3 jobs, 2 jobs, you're still waiting for that monthly salary every month, your finances will be in bad shape all the time. And you just have to have a strategy to work it back up, and correct them. So increase your revenue, increase the process, increase the ethics. It does not mean that when you're desperate, go and lie. No. What you need is the knowledge first. And then the consciousness that I have this knowledge which is weak, like myself. I know that I have the knowledge financially which is weak. I need to update it. So I'm working on it all the time, studying it. I'm studying it and I'm practicing it. I'm learning it. And for the next 5 years, you see that it will change. The next 20 years, you see that it will explode. So it's a choice all of us can make. And separate your money from your education. Don't ever deceive yourself that because you went to school, money should be given to you. Nobody cares. As a matter of fact, your education is only for you if you don't know. You are the only one who is happy that you have a degree or a master's or whatever do you call it. It's good. It can help you to develop a proper profession, but not financial freedom. Financial freedom is your duty, it's your responsibility to learn different knowledge. So separate your profession as well from it. I'm a nurse, I'm a doctor. It doesn't mean that you make money. Forget. They will pay you salary, which is good. What you do beyond the salary is what is going to make you rich. So you're even a business person, they will pay you the revenue. What decisions are you going to make when you get the excess revenue? The money, what are you going to decide to multiply that money? It's a choice. And what you do will be the separator between you and the wealthy future that we all need, all of us, to build. We have had a lot of poor people. I think that we should have rich people going forward. And it's got to do with critical, combative thinking against what they told us, which has not worked. So separate your job, separate your work from the money. They are not the same, please. Never. And don't call anything asset which is not bringing in money more than what you put in. Not the car, not the house, not even the education. Don't deceive yourself. Those who control wealth, they understand this. Not the average one who is trying to tell you to stay calm and little and don't listen to anybody. When you are 60 years, go and ask them. If you don't have a lot of money when you're 60 years, there's trouble. You may have to go back to work even though you're on retirement because you cannot leave. Your children may not have the money. And don't put your faith in your children to take care of your finances. If anything, we have to leave them money. They are not the ones to take care of us financially. We have to leave them something, and we cannot leave them anything if you don't have the right knowledge. And the knowledge is not the one they told you in school. It's not that kind of knowledge. It's not the one that the profession told you. Even if you're an accountant, that's not the one I'm talking of. I'm talking of the one to make more money multiple sources of income. They want to multiply that money, and how to invest that money, grow the money, and consciously believe that prosperity is good. Don't entertain yourself that being little and average and poor is better. It's not better at all. It's not. When you see somebody who needs money and you look at your pocket and you can't do anything, it's a sad situation. It's a sad situation. So you need quality financial knowledge to succeed financially. Just as you need any information to succeed in any field, you need quality financial knowledge too. And nobody is responsible for your prosperity, not even God. It's your duty. So God may be waiting for you to multiply that money. So you have to learn how the money is made and how it is multiplied, and choose your financial teachers well. Don't just go and take anybody who is just waiting for some people to give you money. No proof of the finances teaching you money. Look for the one who has built something. Multiply the money. Look at the number of people he has employed. Look at how he grew from nothing to this stage. Look at his investment. Those are the people that you can learn the money from, because you have done it. If you're going to learn doctor or going to learn surgery, you can learn it from fitter. You learn it from the doctor who does the surgery and does it well. So the same with money. You can learn money from the poor man or the one who is just receiving or stealing it. You learn it from those who have done it and done it well. And you learn, and learning means that you buy their books, you listen to them, you watch them move, and you start to practice. And that's why it's going to change. The money is not going to change with a wish. The financial situation is not going to change with lack. It's never going to change like that. So choose your financial teachers well and look at how they make their money before you listen to them. It's not just about bring money here and I will multiply it for you. If you give me money, you'll be worth it kind of scenario. No. The wealthy people have structure, systems, conduits to bring money. That's why they have money. And so people who control a lot of money have products, services. They have strategy. They have investment. That's why they have a lot of money. And they keep growing. And they live far more below what comes in all the time. And they are not quick to impress you at all. People who have wealth, they are not quick. They don't care. They have the systems, and that's their belief. That's why they are very good with business management, with people management, with investment management. That's why they have the wealth. And all of us can learn the same thing. And financial freedom is very important. Very important. Don't ever think that financial freedom is nothing. It's very important, because that's how nations get prosperous. So don't celebrate poverty and build around the culture of poverty, thinking that is our culture. It's not our culture. I believe in prosperity. I believe in increase. I believe in development. I believe in progress. So those who genuinely have money know something about money and how it is multiplied. And you can become whatever you want to become, but have a part to create that wealth and own your own prosperity. And believe solely that it's your responsibility. It's nobody else, not even your husband's or your wife's. It is yours. If you combine, maybe you can explode far earlier or far faster, but it is still your responsibility. And the fact that you have business or you're an entrepreneur does not mean that you are going to have financial freedom. To have financial freedom, you have to have a strategy and plan. You have to have conscious knowledge, proper financial knowledge to create that, and learn to deal with the losses. If you start to practice, learn to deal with the losses and grow the business. So this is my name, Boris Kabia. Thank you. You have challenged me. Yes, please get a plan. We need all of you to become millionaires. We have had a lot of Africans to be poor. We have tired. And the few ones who, I'm not talking of getting money from politics. That's what I'm not talking of. I'm not talking of getting money from church. That's what I'm not talking of. I'm talking of the one that you are going to do by rendering product, services, rare services, bringing value to their community, creating opportunities for people, and out of that have to benefit the society. I'm not talking of people who are showing off a lot of things and you don't know where the money is coming from. That's not the kind of people I'm talking of. We are talking of people who have created wealth, multiplied money, and helping society to become better. And so that is how money is built. So upgrade the knowledge that you have, financial knowledge. Upgrade it. Don't lose it at all. Don't think that it's not important. It's very important. And don't believe that they told you in school or the family told you. If your family didn't have the right financial knowledge, they told you that when you had a car, you are rich. Akwasi is rich because Akwasi had a car. Akwasi has a car. Akwasi has built a house, so Akwasi is a millionaire. That's not what I'm talking about. Akwasi has gone to America, so now Akwasi Wanyeska. That's not the kind of prosperity I'm talking of. That's way below the line. Because he has a job, therefore because he has money. No, that's not. I'm talking of rare, predictable, systemic, structural wealth that calls for proper financial knowledge, that calls for systemic training and planning, and lifting yourself from one stage to the other, and that will call for more knowledge. You go and study yourself and have your own plan, have your own structure. And if you can change some of those beliefs that have made us to feel, that are beliefs that have even made people who are poor think that they are rich. If you can challenge those beliefs and be comfortable and live and have a plan and have patience, you will create the wealth that you can create yourself. So thank you very much. My name is Kwabena. Thank you for watching. Emmanuel, thank you for watching. Vincent, thank you for watching. Boris, thank you for watching. Thank you everybody for watching. I'm grateful. And I want you to share this video if you want us to share, to build a platform and share the little that we have learned. Please share, tell people about the video. The thing is not about me. I don't care. It's not really about me. It's about the knowledge that I think that our people must need, that people need so critically. No matter where they live, we seem to have a pattern, and that pattern is not good. We seem to have confusion about a lot of things that are productive. We have confusion about entrepreneurship, about ourselves, even about money, about religion, about innovation, collaboration, leadership. We seem to have, and there need to be some bit of clarity. We seem to have confusion about even about education and certificates and all that. And it doesn't matter at the level of, and if you look at our community and what we have to do, the last time they said that there is an employment and immigration, and if you saw the number of people who were looking for that, that's amazing. So very high. And all these young men are growing. They need some bit of knowledge. You see, the thing is that it's not the job they need, though. It's the knowledge. And yet, these men or young women will spend time to watch TV, but may not even open a book at all. So there's a problem. They can spend time listening to political talk show on radio forever, but they will not even pick a book to study about how I can create a job for myself, how I can, whatever that they want to do with yourself. So the problem as an African really is the money, is the knowledge, is the knowledge that we need. It's not so much the desperation. I don't believe that there's so much desperation if you have quality knowledge and patience. And so please share this video. It's not about me at all. No, the source of knowledge is God. It's not me. I happen to discover a few of them, and I'm trying to apply them in my own self, and I share with people who would want to know. And so we cannot live the superstitious kind of life. We cannot live magic. We cannot live waiting for God. We are the ones to solve the problems that we have. And part of it is, there are errors that have been transferred one generation to the other. We seem to have transferred the errors more than the good ones that work. And there's a bit of a lack of clarity. So somebody is saying something, another person is saying the right thing, another person is saying the right thing. That's how people get. And so I think that our topmost need is the knowledge that works. And we seem to be debating the things that will even help us. The things that will not help us, we don't debate at all. We agree is quickly on football. But the things that will change our lives, that's where people are bringing all kind of opinion, and debate. And I don't really get into debate on those things. You have your life to live. You can make your choices. You're a human being. You have the responsibility of your life. But be sure that you can only go as much as the quality of your knowledge. The quality of the knowledge that you have, and the knowledge does not matter really. If the person is applying it and is working, it does not matter where it's coming from. Once it's working, we need them and we want to use them. So share them with your friends, send messages to them, let them listen to us. We want to build a quality platform that we can share some of the things that will benefit everybody, no matter where they live. So thank you very much. My name is Obendako. Thank you, Marco. Thank you, Osu. Thank you, Thank you, Marie. Thank you for watching. Please share them for me. Thank you very much.